Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning into another edition of Dear God, a path to universal meditation as taught by Rebbe Nachman of Breslov. Meditation, or as we know it, Hitbadadut, which is that personal prayer and that conversation that we have with Hashem. And this effort contains three parts. We did the introduction yesterday. The first part, which is the majority of this effort, is entitled, "O Lord, Open My Lips." The second being entitled Sparks, and the third being entitled Prayers. We're starting chapter 1 today, and it's entitled 600,000 Souls. The 600,000 letters of the Torah correspond to the 600,000 souls present at Mount Sinai when the Torah was given. Each letter clothes a soul, a mind. Each soul represents a unique principle. Each one of us bears a divine message and has come to this world to express it. This message, the spirit in each of us, is extremely precious. Its revelation is indispensable for all mankind and first and foremost for its actual bearer. Directly deriving from the throne of God, our soul yearns ceaselessly for the sublime and for perfection. Its only desire is to be united with its essence, which is the absolute. However, life in this world is an exile of the soul, which finds itself in contact with matter and its random factors only by its presence in the body. This mass is formed from earth, imbued with functional requirements, animated by the vital instincts, and its general and final direction is the return to earth. Hence, there's a great conflict, one might say, even war, between those two opposite tendencies, which each attract man to its pole. Man's consciousness should meditate this conflict and harmoniously regulate the role of each part in order to produce a fruitful association in which the upper part will fix the lower one and earn an eternal merit. If it is to do so, the consciousness must be guided and illuminated by the divine point or the root of the upper soul, whose role precisely is to inspire man to elevate himself and allow him by this approach to elevate his body and to repair his material nature. However, passions break the heart, create shame, and trouble consciousness. They are inclined to heaviness, distorting any judgment, and turning man aside from his ideal ultimate aim. For the heart to be able to rebuild itself, we must break the shell that stifles our innermost consciousness. When we talk to God, our divine point expresses itself, is released, and is strengthened through the contact with its origin. Immediately it begins to shine, it illuminates our life and gradually heals us of our passions and disgrace. It teaches us our letter, this profound message that we must know and live in order to take our place among the 600,000 letters of the Torah. What a wonderful lesson of hope our holy masters gave us when they revealed this principle to us. To find ourselves at last, to find our place, our letter in the ideal context through a means as simple and as enjoyable as talking to God, as if we were talking to our Father or true good friend. Speaking to God sometimes is a little hard. We're trying to speak to Hashem. It really should, we think it must be the most natural thing. And for many of us, it's not that natural. It's a little bit difficult. But this is something that takes practice, and it's not something that everyone is just, you're just born to speak to God. There's all kind of calculations that we sometimes make in our heads, and we tend to overcomplicate what should be a very simple matter, and for different reasons. And this is something that happens as we go around the rodeo of life. But nevertheless, with practice, it does. You tend to find that Hashem is your best friend in everything, and He is your loving Father, and you can bring Him into everything. And as if many of you know, for a few of my previous, teachings, I literally try to bring Hashem in everything, including my need to look for a parking space. And it just becomes this way of life and this way of thinking where Hashem is really with you in everything, and He is part of everything. And I said in my previous broadcast, it's times like this I yearn for a Beit HaMikdash, because you just, where do you send flowers to Hashem, as it were. But nevertheless, this has been tremendously life-changing for myself and for many people. I don't know anyone who's really gone on this journey who's come back and said it wasn't worth it. I think everyone that gets on this journey is truly, truly amazed at how life-changing it is and how much more at peace you are, because it's not that our troubles have ended, but for the first time, we feel as we have someone with us. And the great thing is the one that's with us is the one that's sending it to us in the first place. So once we get that under our belts, that everything is coming from Hashem, and that there really is no point in seeking out either approval or a safe haven from man, if you were, because the only true source of anything, including a salvation from any situation, is Hashem. So it's very important that we really try to master this, especially with everything that's going on in the world today and the times that we live in. It's very important that we really master this speaking to Hashem, which in the end will be the source of our ultimate salvation and redemption. So that's it for today. I hope to be together with all of you again soon. Bezrat Hashem.